All right, so this is for the ladies that want to grow their booty, but you want to do it naturally without that surgery. I got you, sis. BBLs can be created in the gym, okay? All natural, 100%. So whenever you begin doing anything in your life, you may have people that try to discourage you out of your dreams. They may be like, don't you think that's just a little too much for you? Or you may just have people that simply tell you, I don't think you can do it. That's fine. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe that anything that you put your mind into will grow and develop into the vision that you have created for yourself. I'm a firm believer that God does not put things in our minds that are not meant to manifest. Okay? Now, that being said, it is so important to keep going even after you have to stop. Just like me when I was doing these jump ropes. You may slap yourself. You may have to, you know what I'm saying, take a little break, take a little breather, but you never, ever, ever give up on your dreams. You never give up on yourself. Whatever it is that you want to bring forward into your life can happen, and it will happen. Put your mind there and watch yourself work, okay? Work hard, and I promise you, your result will never disappoint you. That's all that matters, is you're the hardest working in the room at all times, seen or unseen, okay? And when you're going deep into life and you have deep things that are trying to bring you down, you feel like you're probably the lowest you ever been in your life. You probably feel like you're deeply invested into certain things in your life that you feel you have to make a compromise in order to grow. You may have to cut those out straight from the root. Whatever it is that's not serving you and bringing you happiness and joy in your life, you have to cut it out, okay? And sometimes that requires you to open up those wounds that you didn't know existed. Sometimes that requires you to open up and really go back and say, okay, what is it that I didn't fix about myself that I need to go in and fix in order for me to grow? Because once you do the inner work, the outer work will reflect what's going on the inside. I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to give y'all what I got. But at this point, what do I got in me? Yeah, I'm about to find out though, because I'm a burnout. For this last set, I'm doing 3 exercises back to back. I'm doing good mornings, I'm doing box, goblet squats, and then I'm also doing hip thrusts. So perfect. I think the biggest problem with life is that people always try to impress other people instead of just trying to impress themselves. If you focus on making yourself happy, you will be happy. And whenever you're challenged in life, you have to remember that the challenge is what's going to bring the success. Nothing in life that you actually want that is worthwhile will come easy to you. And if it does come easy to you, then there's clearly something wrong with it. All right, now, the biggest thing that you always want to focus on whenever you're growing yourself and growing in your goals is consistency. Anything that you're consistent with, it has no choice but to grow. That being said, if you put your mind into growing, you will see yourself evolve more into a better you, a higher you, a you never even experienced, the you never even knew existed is right underneath all of that doubt and all of that fear that you're implementing on yourself over your life. It's time for you to call yourself out. Accountability is the thing that gets us moving. If you're not accountable and you're not able to acknowledge your fault and your progress that you have been delaying in your life, then you will not be able to grow. You have to take accountability for your actions, no matter if they're good or no matter if they're bad. They all reflect. After that, I went straight into these goblet squats. All right, I love goblet squats, y'all. I know it's a little challenging, but throw that bench under there, okay? Challenge yourself. That's the next thing that I want to talk about. Challenging yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, how can you ever expect to grow? Being comfortable never leads to good results. That being said, if you want to look good, you have to feel good. Do the inner work. Challenge yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. Do things that you don't do, like read a book, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of people don't read books. Read a book. Challenge yourself. Go for a jog. Go for a run. Go for a walk. Just do something that you don't normally do, and you will grow from just doing the thing that hasn't been a part of your everyday routine. Identify what it is that you can do to challenge yourself that will help you to grow, okay? After that, everything else will become clear in your life. All right, learn to love people for how they are and not for how you want them to be. Once you accept people for how they are and who they show you that they are, you will be able to accept yourself. Now, when I say accept yourself, everything does begin in the mind. So if you paint out a picture of someone to be a bad person, then they are a bad person. But just remember that your opinion on that person is nothing but a reflection of what it is that you feel about yourself. I repeat, the way that you feel about others is nothing but a mere reflection of how you feel about yourself. Stop needing validation from others to do and make moves that benefit you and your happiness. If you know that brings you happiness, do it out of pure love for yourself. Once you start operating from a heart space, people can't take that from you because you know yourself and you've done it from the heart, meaning you gave it your all. Okay, that being said, make sure that you're pushing through and that you never ever allow people to determine how far you go in your life. When you are placed in a situation where you must grow, it does not feel good. It will be uncomfortable. It will not feel like you will get through. It probably will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it is easy to grow. It's easy to change. It's easy to make life changes. It is not easy to make life changes. It is not easy to grow. But I promise you, once you commit to yourself, the hard part is the self-commitment. The hard part is getting started. The hard part is saying, I want better for myself. Okay? Once you make that first step to becoming the best version of yourself, you literally have done 50% of what needs to be done. Okay? That being said, consistency comes right behind starting. Okay, being consistent is a part of the commitment. All right, so if you know you're not gonna be committed, if you know that you're just naturally, you go in with the mindset of feeling like I'm not going to achieve this thing that I'm trying to achieve, then you won't achieve it. You have to believe that you can achieve anything, no matter who's telling you that you can't achieve it, no matter how they're telling you that you can't achieve it, no matter what you feel. Because you haven't achieved it already doesn't mean it can't be done. But when you learn to believe in yourself more than you believe in the things you see on TV and the people that you hear in the back telling you you can't do it, you will grow and you will be successful. You will have a successful story. You know how many people are successful because they kept going and they believed in themselves? Imagine how far they would be if they believed anyone else. When I first started my weight loss journey and just losing weight in general, I had one of my closest friends tell me, hey, I didn't really think you would stick to it. I thought you was just going to go to the gym for a few days and it was just going to stop. I didn't really expect you to take it this far. But guess what? I expected myself to take it this far. I expected myself to grow. I seen myself becoming my healthiest version of myself, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. But at the same time, I knew what to do. I just had to believe that I could do it. I had to start believing in myself. That was the hardest part about starting my weight loss journey or just being successful in my life, is believing that I could be successful in anything that I put my mind into. So that right there just purely comes from allowing yourself to grow, giving yourself permission to grow, giving yourself permission to be above average. The average line that you placed upon your own life is what's going to drive you. That being said, feed your mind, feed your soul, feed your spirit things that are helping you, things that are encouraging you and motivating you and pushing you to grow. Okay, we all have things that we love. We all have different things that help us to become the best version of ourselves. For me, mine was listening to gospel music while I worked out. It was so therapeutic, just really allowing God to enter my aura and drive me through my workouts. The days when I felt like I couldn't get through it, I always was consistent, and I allowed that consistency to drive me. And the more that I called upon God to change my life and just change the way that I think about myself and the way that I feel about myself, God really showed up and showed out, okay? And I am here to tell you that it is possible. Whatever it is that you want to do, it is possible. You're talking to somebody that literally came from nothing. I didn't have that influence in my life. I didn't have that woman in my life that showed me the woman that I wanted to be. I had to just see her in my mind and then work towards becoming her. And now I am her. And even though I am her and I am at a point where I am fulfilled with who I am and I'm happy in my skin, I'm always looking for new ways to develop myself and grow within myself, inner and outer. Okay, when you come to this channel, when you see any of my videos, know that the reflection of my body is nothing but a reflection that is from the inside of who I am. My personality will always reflect on the outside because you are who you are. You know how they tell you are what you eat, you are what you feed, you are who you hang around, you are who you be around and where you be around. You're everything. Everything is you. Okay? Everything matters. That being said, please continue to grow. Please continue to push yourself. Please continue to pull yourself out of dark places because you've been through worse. You've been through everything that has been around to take you out has not taken you out successfully. You are successfully becoming the best version of yourself. If you don't believe me, just take a moment to self-reflect and think about all the things that you didn't think you would get out of that you are currently over today. Things that you never knew would be able to just be so light to you are now simply just old reflections of your past. And once you realize that you're not your mistakes, you can grow. Once you accept and truly forgive yourself and forgive others for their mistakes and your mistakes, you can mentally level up, okay? You can emotionally level up. When people tell you forgiveness isn't about you, isn't about them, it is about you, it is because it is all about you. It is not about them. In order for you to be successful in your life, you have to see past others. You have to see past their flaws and their imperfections. You have to see past your own imperfection and your flaws. You have to give yourself permission to say, hey, I messed up. I made a mistake. But that's not the end of my story. If you play that simple phrase in your mind every time you allow yourself to feel like you don't deserve something because of the past that you've had, you can acquire that very thing that seems unattainable. Until you begin to believe in yourself and fully accept yourself for who you are today, you cannot become that person that you want to be. Becoming that person that you want to be requires you to self-reflect and accept who you are in this very moment. Love you guys. Subscribe.